This is a Headgum podcast.
Listen, Lamar,
Yes,
you
I'm
got
awake.
Wake up, Lamar. Wake the hell up. You got no clue. Get your coffee, get your Dr. Pepper, and you got no clue. Get your drinks. What is that? A protein shake? What you got over there?
I have some ionized water with some stuff in it.
Okay. Ionized. I gotta get more ionized. I'm not ionized enough these days.
Gotta get ionized.
You gotta get ionized. Everybody getting ionized today. We all getting ionized. Oh my gosh, we got a super special guest in the building, y'all. I've been waiting for this. I've been so excited for this because I love this woman's work.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the Chew. Did take off my favorite show, All My Children, but that was my grandma's favorite story. It was All My Children. That was the one she watched every day. But the Chew, we got a top chef in the building. A top chef in the building.
Yeah.
I got one question. Are we cooking today or is we cooking?
We cooking today. We is cooking.
Yes, I'm starving. I haven't eaten at all today.
I wish we were in the studio because we usually have these bells that we ring when we're very excited. And so Rochelle gonna have to put the bells in digitally because we got a very special guest in the building. The incomparable Miss Carla Hall.
Woo! What's up?
What's up? Okay, first of all, I have Carl, my namesake, and then Lamar with all the A's in your name. I feel like we're coming together with a Carla.
Yeah, wait, totally. Yeah.
It's the same name.
We are Carla Mar.
Carla, like
Carla
you
Mar,
represent
Carla
the
Mar.
both of us. Yeah, that's so tight.
Where are you located right now? Where you at?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
I'm in the D, not the M or the V. Okay, I'm in the D.
Okay.
In the D.
Hell yeah.
And I have been to Ben's Chili Bowl.
Okay, yes.
It was pretty
the
good.
Ali's.
And while I was there, this documentary series was on called Washington there was like a 3-part series, Washington in the 60s, Washington in the 70s, Washington in the 80s. And I watched all of them while I was there. And everybody kept telling us when we were standing outside of Ben's Chili Bowl, and like, you guys not from here, huh? And we was like, no, we live in LA. And they were like, yeah, this area used to be wild. This area used to be wild. Everybody kept saying that. But it was like really nice while we were over there. But so it was cool to watch the Washington in the 80s because they showed that area. And it was like, oh, wow, this area has changed a lot.
Wow. Completely. And the fact that Ben's Chili Bowl sort of survived the change, the gentrification, is amazing and a testament to the support that the community gave them.
That's great. That is great. That is really cool.
I gotta check that out. I love chili too. I've never been there. I haven't been to DC in a long time since high school. Since my high school field trip up in there. Yeah.
Oh, Lamar, that's cute.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to go to. It was like that. Yeah, we got to see the monuments and stuff. But I'm gonna go back and celebrate. Yeah.
They're still there, and they have the African American Museum, and you have MLK. So it's a good time to come back when there's more representation on the mall. Okay, so yeah, come on. Yeah.
Wait, because Lamar, you missed. So we on the improv team together, and you missed the show that we did in DC.
Yeah, with us. No, I missed that. That was my opportunity to get back to DC, but we're gonna make it happen. I should just go.
You should just go.
Yeah, I might go by myself and just like really take it in. Take in this country.
Take it in, but it won't be long because people. I mean, they're really friendly. People are really friendly here, and I feel like yeah.
It felt like the South on the East Coast for some reason.
100%. Well, it is. It feels like the South. I mean, they talk like they're from the South. It's a little. I mean, I am from the South, and I feel like it's really kind of slow, and there are a lot of people here from Virginia, so it does feel very Southern, and it's sort of like that energy of the Dewdrop Inn. Especially at Ben's Chili Bowl. The Dewdrop. There's a plate for everybody who drops in. Oh yeah, we were expecting you. They weren't, but there's still space, right? And there's still enough food.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Where are you from? Tennessee, right?
Nashville. Yep, I'm from Nashville.
Tennessee.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah, we're all Southern up in here. We got Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee. Let's go.
I'm from Mississippi.
No. See, Mississippi, I feel like Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, our food, especially soul food, is very similar. Kind of tangy, just a tiny bit sweet, a little spicy. And it's very different from the East Coast. It's like the Carolinas and Virginia. It's very different. And then Georgia is sort of in the middle. Georgia's kind of its own thing. Where in Georgia?
Atlanta, like North Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love Atlanta.
Yeah, it's so fun. I want to go to that. Oh, go ahead, Carl.
I was just gonna say I'm from the Gulf Coast, so I'm very familiar. Like we still do a lot of Cajun food and stuff mixed in with the soul food, but it's still very much seafood. A lot of seafood where I'm from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Do you know about the bolognese that Rufus be cooking on Gossip Girl? Have you tried? He's very special.
Rufus, I know Rufus is like, I love the Humphreys. Can we talk about how down to earth the Humphreys are?
They're the best. That's our favorite character on the show. People always get mad at us because they're like, well, "Who's your favorite character on the show?" And we go, "Rufus Humphrey," and they go, "What?" Out of everybody on the show, Rufus. And I was like, "Yeah, we're two 35-year-old black men. Of course, we're gonna like."
He has the most high moral character,
right? So chill, spreading wisdom and everything. Rufus is so chill, and then Rufus will give you side eye when you you go off on a bender, like your morals aren't right. So he will.
Okay, so that brings a question. Because I want to ask, but before I ask you, I want to make sure you know the rules. So, because I know you were on. Rochelle said you were on the new Gossip Girl.
Yes.
Reboot. So just a heads up, Carl has not seen anything past the episode we watched today. And so if you know anything, even if you heard it in passing, just whatever we only would know. And then, but my question is, what is your relationship with Gossip Girl generally?
The OG.
The original.
Yeah, well, let me just say, first of all, I am a 58-year-old woman with menopause. I can barely remember my mama's name, and I call her mama. So you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything, because I don't remember. So
I don't remember it either. Like I saw this thing.
I don't remember. I saw it so long ago that I had to catch up, and I was like, oh, right. When I watched this episode, I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, yes. It took me a minute. So what was the question?
What is your history with it? Did you watch it originally?
Okay. I watched it originally, but not when it was live, not when it was like appointment television. I watched it. I feel like I was watching it when I was in New York with the Chew. So not like in 07. It came out in 07?
07,
yeah. 07. I think I watched it around 2011 for some reason. I don't know why I started watching it. And it just popped. I mean, seriously, it wasn't something, I wasn't really into Sex and the City, so that really wasn't my vibe. But I found myself watching every episode because I liked the characters and the whole reveal of the gossiping. And then of course I was still getting upset. Why did you make that bad decision? But I'm older. Okay. Which is another reason why I sort of I was drawn to the older characters, but I also liked the intrigue and like about the Upper East Side, because I was also in New York at the time.
Yeah. New York is such a fascinating. That same thing. I was laughing because I was like, I have that same thought where I was like, I don't know why I started watching this show, but I kept watching it. But yeah, there's something about that part of New York that I'm like, oh, this is a whole, you don't get to see, like they don't talk about it like in all the early New York hip hop I listen to. They just don't talk about that part of town.
Yeah, I know. Not at all. Yeah. And I was in an organization, the Pajama Program, and a lot of the members, I was on the board, but a lot of the members are from the Upper East Side. So I almost felt like it was a research project, a little R&D. I'm like, let me get into these people's heads and try to understand where they're coming from. So it was very interesting to me. And then I just got into the characters. And of course, there's the fashion aspect.
The fashion was a big deal in the show. Yeah. Okay. This is perfect. So now we can go right into it. Miss Carla, do you have a spotted for us? Have you seen anybody recently that would be...
Oh, recently, but I just pulled one out of the hat. There are a couple people, but it's old. It's not recently. I haven't seen anybody.
They could be old. Just tell us who you see.
Okay, I saw Kiefer Sutherland.
Really?
I saw him.
I like him. I'm a big fan of that.
Gosh, big fan. Cause I was a big fan of 24, and I just he has this new show on. I love it. He's like the voices.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It's good. The Rabbit Hole. Have you seen it?
Yes, the Rabbit Hole.
I love it. Yeah, I'm into it.
It's on my list. My husband's watching it. He didn't wait for me. But so I loved him, and I went. He's a little guy. Like I'm 6 feet tall.
Really?
Kiefer
Sutherland. This just in. You heard it here first. Kiefer Sutherland's short.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Read the news on here.
I'm also quite tall, I guess, for some people. But he was super, super nice. Really nice. We took a picture. I didn't want to blow up his spot, but I had to take a picture. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's who I've seen.
That's perfect.
That's a great spot. Where was it, out and about, or was it at like an event or something, or you just saw it random? Out and about. He was at an airport, sort of coming. I don't even remember where I was coming from, and I was like, "That's Kiefer Sutherland." Okay, there was another one that I'm just bringing up. So my husband and I saw Bill Duke.
Okay.
Oh, I love Bill. I met Bill Duke once. Yeah.
What? So my husband, it was like his spot, because he was like, "That's Bill Duke. That's motherfucking Bill Duke." And I was like, "Shh, shh." But the way he said it was like he became one of Bill Duke's characters. It was like, I was like, dude.
He's like, you fucked up, right?
Right. So that was a super, super fun one. That was fun.
I met him before. We did like a table read. Lamar, you remember Rick Nahara when he used to always talk about
That's where I met him. Oh, he must have came back the year, because I did it in the year after. So he must have been friends with him or something.
Yeah, he was friends with him. We did a table read with Bill Duke, and he was such an intimidating man. Like, even still, like, man, I don't know if I'm on your good side of it. I don't know if I did a good job. Like,
right. I mean, his presence is he has such a big presence and just so serious. I mean, but he was like, yeah, dude. I mean, he was just so freaking cool. I was like,
that's really awesome. Dope. Yeah, no, his presence is very big. He makes you feel small. Like I'm a really big guy. I'm no Kiefer Sutherland in these streets. I'm a tall, large man. But even Bill Duke made me made me go like, oh, like I kind of it makes you shrink. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, listen, we're not here to talk about Bill Duke. We're here to talk about Chuck Bass, and we're gonna do that after this break. We'll be right back. And we are black. Yeah. What's good? We got Carla in the house. Yes, we are all black. We are all black here today, and it's a good day to be black. It's the Thanksgiving episode. And I love it. They have these every year. It's Thanksgiving episode, and we love to see the Thanksgiving episode because Rufus finna be in that damn kitchen. Yeah. Making something good. It's always a crazy spread out there. But this year is different because don't nobody know where Serena is.
No one can find her, man. So real quick, does that mean that last week's episode was the day before Thanksgiving?
The day before Thanksgiving.
Like all that Saints and Sinners and stuff was they were partying like that.
So well, you know that
right?
The night before Thanksgiving is like a big party night for certain people because everybody come back home. But I'm like, you wouldn't schedule a party like that on the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you from the Upper East Side?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Yeah. I was thinking, Carla, if I had a Saints and Sinners party, would you pull up? I was thinking about doing one. Like, would you be down for that?
What time of day is it gonna be?
I mean, it's got to be we got to be at a heavenly hour, but also a hellish hour. Probably at 11 o'clock. That's
4 a.m. is a really great time to start meditating. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I'll make sure you get the invite if I do it. I got inspired by last week's episode.
No, it was really awesome. The masks, just the whole vibe of it, the dressing up was really great. But I remember when I was younger and I was in college, and when we would come home on that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and you're out of school, and it's like a weekend, so all of a sudden that Wednesday becomes like Saturday night, or Friday night. That's why it's the perfect time for a party. People are going to people's homes and hanging out, and Act 2, Act 3. You know, now I'm like, I barely make act one, but you know, it's like the after party.
Oh yeah, but Lily, like she's just so mad at Serena. In the
She's
beginning.
mad. She's not messing with Serena right now. She's not messing with Serena. Eric is like, come on, we gotta find this Thanksgiving. We gotta get in there. And she's like, nope. She wanna act out. She doing this despite me. She thinks she grown now. She thinks she grown. And she 18 years old. She thinks she grown. Serena thinks she grown.
But Lily is saying Serena thinks she's grown, but Lily has no trust in her daughter. Lily doesn't know her daughter. Lily is taking everyone else's perception and version of Serena without even talking to Serena because Lily is afraid that it's going to reveal something about her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's just like Serena.
Yeah. She's just like. So you know what? Let's just have a casual conversation about this. We're gonna talk about little things that happen in the notes, but because you brought up a good point because we've cut forward to now. They finally found Serena. Serena got found in a hotel room, and there was pills everywhere and vodka, and she was like, I don't know how I got here. It was all types of pills. They had Pepsi AC, Rolaids, everything up in there.
They had liquor, they had Dr. Pepper, they had all the stuff. They had spray, they had everything.
They had Starry. I was like, how y'all got Starry?
How y'all got Starry back then? Starry just came out. Hold on. If Starry came, I got to call 911 because I know this ain't no real soda. We still got Sierra Mist. Like,
okay, let me tell you what I noticed in that scene when they found Serena. Serena had on what I thought looked like sort of like, even though it was like a white party, I feel like she had on lavender. Did she have on lavender?
It was like a weird, like grayish thing.
Right. Weren't the sheets the same color? Didn't everything was like the same color as her dress? I'm like, wait, are we curating the sheets too?
in this dirty motel. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah, Juliet probably did. She probably like, I want it all to look like Juliet's wild. Like, this whole, but I didn't realize it was in East New York. Yeah.
Juliet dropped her off at a motel, and put all these pills and vodka in there, but Serena was been asleep for the whole time. So this party had to be the night before. But like, because it couldn't have been longer than 3 days and nobody checking on her. But I want to go back to the beginning a little bit because I took a note here that I wanted to talk to you about specifically. Vanessa and Dan are at the farmer's market and because he's looking for a pie because Rufus want him to bake a pie, but he don't know how to bake. And it's tradition. Right. And so he's like, I want you to come to Thanksgiving. She's like, oh, will Serena be there? It'll be weird. And he's like, no, I want you to come. And she goes, cool, I'm going to bring my tofu stuffing. And I immediately was just like, ugh.
Oh, dude, I was too. I was like, ugh.
Tofu stuffing?
I mean, tofu stuffing, turducken. It was a turfukin. What is it? Turfukin.
What grocery store was that they were at? Y'all know that grocery store?
It looked like it was a cross between either Fairway or, what's the store on the Upper West? It's on the Upper West Side, but it's also on the Upper East Side. Oh my gosh. And it's very expensive. Not Gristedes.
No, I'm kidding. I only know Gristedes because that's where UCB used to be.
Oh my God. It starts with a C. And they have really fresh things. And it looked like right when they're about to check out and all those things. Oh my God. It's an Italian name. Yeah.
Rochelle, where you at? You're supposed to be doing the research over there.
Rochelle's at home today. Rochelle is at home.
I'm working from home today.
Rochelle is playing PS5.
But yeah, like Vanessa always bringing up some whack ass food though to bring.
Yeah.
I don't even
First
know
of all, stuffing don't need tofu in it.
Stuffing doesn't need tofu. So that was like a non-food move for me. I mean, it would have been better if she had mentioned the turkey. But why would you put tofu unless you're thinking about a sausage stuffing? And then you do a replacement meat, like the Beyond Meat, which wasn't even out then. When they did this. So, but like Beyond, like a tofu sausage situation.
That would have worked. I don't want keep it. You can make you can make dressing. You can make dressing without a meat in it. I add the turkey when we eat dressing on Thanksgiving. I take the turkey from the actual turkey and add it to my dressing. I feel like I'm making a pan of dressing today.
Oh my gosh, right?
I might make an April pan of dressing. I know.
Because I know your cornbread's on point being from Mississippi. It's not going to be sweet, is it?
Oh, I do sweet. My grandma made sweet, and I like sweet cornbread.
Oh, we were having this debate last episode. What do you think of sugar and spaghetti, Carla? What do you think of
sugar and spaghetti? I don't do sugar and spaghetti. I do add a little bit of sugar to my sauce, a little bit. But
the reason that you need to add sugar to your sauce is because the tomatoes are acidic. And if you actually would let your tomatoes cook a little bit longer, they would naturally turn sweet. But by rushing the process, you're putting sugar in it. And then so when it cooks down more, all of a sudden they are like a lollipop. It's like a sauce pop.
Wow. That's why,
That's
because
interesting.
my mom would do that and it would be so sweet. I mean, I liked it, but now that I make my own spaghetti, I don't do it and I like it more. That makes sense, actually.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Well,
I gotta clear something up because I feel like my reputation is on the line here.
It kind of is.
The cornbread ain't like cake, but it is a little. It also like it got flavor, a little flavor to it. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
It ain't like
so
cake.
It's not a muffin. It's not a corn muffin.
No,
it is
I put it in
still
the cast iron. Yeah.
Savory cornbread. No, I mean a muffin as in cake. But still savory, where you can have it with greens and beans and not feel like you're having like a dessert with your dinner.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You saved that. You saved yourself.
Yes.
You say, we're not going to kill you.
I'm not going to shame you.
Yeah, I'll call off the hitman. But
so they find Serena and she goes to the hospital. She calls 911 for herself. They get to the hospital. Everybody's there. Dan rushing over. Dan doing too much. Y'all need to do it. Y'all need to get it together.
How is it? First of all, let's back up when Juliet put those drops on her mask.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about that. Like what?
Yeah, so she put those drops on her mask, and so this is why the girl passed out. And then I feel like Dan and Blair were all up in the parents' faces. I'm like, what? In what world are you going to come in telling the parents what to do when you're at the hospispittal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was like really like out of line, out of pocket. But I was like, I feel like Dan's smart though. He was like, this don't feel right. I like that he understood right away. This Serena would never do this type of situation.
Yes.
And everybody was like, you don't know Serena. We all hate her, but we love her.
It was like they don't know Serena because Dan knows Serena.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And Blair, I was a little mad at Blair because I'm like, Blair, how is it that you are like, you don't know the old Serena? This is exactly what Serena would do. And what I like about Dan and why we like Rufus, because he came from a solid family with emotional intelligence, and we was like, hold up, this doesn't feel right, and I'm going to give my girl the benefit of the doubt. And they were trying to convince him that he's new to the scene. How many times did they say he was new to the scene? Right?
I know. Right? Like he's not new no more. Like he's been on around the block. Like it's been like 10 years. I don't know how long we've been doing this podcast. 7 years. I was like, Dan knows these people. Also, I think you just brought up. You made me think, Carla, when you said that Blair is still upset a little. She doesn't know that whole thing was planned yet. So I think Blair, this is, and I want to know if you're Team Blair or Team Serena, but I've always been Team Blair, but I take issue with the way she blames Serena for her lack of attention or whatever. But I think in that moment, I think she wanted it to be true because I think Blair likes that she's doing better than Serena. So I think because she's still mad at Serena because she thinks Serena tried to take the girls Inc thing from her.
Yes.
And I think Blair was like, yeah, this is who she is. See, I always knew it. But it not consciously. I don't think she was like, I wanted this to happen. But I think subconsciously it made her feel like, like a hero or whatever. But.
Well, exactly, because she was giving Serena the benefit of the doubt. Now, I was always Team Blair. I was. Mm-hmm. But then I don't like how Blair talks to Dorota.
I don't know. She be wild.
So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold up. But I love Dorota. But I really was Team Blair because Blair, even though she was like a little wacky, she wasn't the wild child that Serena was. And so I'm like, okay, I got you. But now Serena is sort of trying to grow up.
Yeah.
She's trying her best, but
episode I was on Serena's side. I was like, yeah, this is crazy what they're doing.
I get
to her.
that. Mm-hmm. She's trying to grow up, but she's still in that mode of like, don't tell me nothing about myself. Like, okay. I'm trying to grow up. Do not tell me nothing about myself. Don't say nothing I did yesterday. Don't say nothing I did an hour ago. Everything is in the past. But then she always loved to call people out herself. Now, she got on my nerves this episode a little bit. I know she was the victim of the episode. I get that, but there was some mess. Oh, so she wakes up at the hospital or whatever. She at the hospital. Nurse Gossip Girl is there. So Carla, a little bit of canon for the show. Anytime there's a random black person on the show that they give a line to, I immediately go, "That's Gossip Girl. That's who. It's got to be this person."
There was a lot of Gossip Girls in this episode.
There's a couple Gossip Girls. Because we didn't talk about Nate going to prison to see his pops.
Yes.
And the girls were mad nice.
Yeah.
They were so nice there. They were like, "Hey, how's it going, man? See you next week, buddy."
See you next week, Juliet.
Well, you saw more Gossip Girls there than anywhere else, though.
Yeah. It was a couple Gossip Girls in there. A few guys. I did see the one. They try to make prison diverse on television, not to not offend people. But they're like, I mean, come on, guys, we got to have a couple black people in here. And then you saw the one black dude walking with his son, and I'm like, what if that's a Gossip Girl? He's like,
I see what's going on here.
Yeah. But where we at? Okay, so they still at the hospital. It pops up on the news, and they're like, it's about to be a frenzy. We got to figure out a way to get her out of here. So Lily, who don't want to have her committed, but everybody's like, you got to commit this woman. But then Dan is like, don't commit her, and without her permission or whatever. It's a mess. She goes off Stroff Center, where Eric was in the first season.
Crazy.
Yes.
Also, real quick, why does Chuck? I feel like Chuck walks into scenes like Sherman Helmsley. Like he's always like he walked in, so he's like, it's crazy outside. There's press everywhere. We got. I'm like, I don't know what actor school. It's just like every time he comes in the scene, he just be like. It's probably his shoes. It's his shoes.
He's British anyway, isn't it? But I feel like he has on some kind of like a straight jacket under his clothes. Doesn't he feel like he has a straight jacket? I feel like he's just so uptight. And then because I've heard him as the actor, I've heard him talk. I'm like, oh right, he's English. He's English.
Right. I always forget that he's English. Yeah, he seems so American.
He walked in slapping papers out of nurses' hands. Get out of my way.
I know. The way these kids, so it's so Upper East Side. This is why I looked at it for my research. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So she at the Ostrov Center, and Lily and Eric walk in, and they being nice. Eric is like, "We love you," and she's like, "Man, get out of here! Why you let Mom do this?" And I was like, first of all, Serena, at the end of the last episode, you said to Eric, "You just my brother. That ain't enough."
Oh, that's a good catch. I forgot she did that.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She really doesn't take accountability.
No.
Even though I want to know what y'all think. This was the first time I seen her kind of do it, but I'm not sure it counts because I will talk about it when we get there when she decides to go back. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but like with Eric, I feel like Eric is, because he's been through the center. He is like, I'm going to support you. I know you can do it. And so Eric is coming from a place of nobody believes her. And this is what the whole gaslighting thing is. All of these things happened without her. The doppelgangers. I mean, you've got Juliet and Jenny Humphrey dressed up like her, and she can't even get in the party. And so now you have Eric is like, oh my gosh, I can totally relate to this situation. I'm going to milk it. I mean, right?
Yeah.
But not in a bad way, in a brotherly love way, because he has her back.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm sure he probably really benefited from the thing. It's interesting because I'm like, part of me, I was like torn. I was like, part of me was like, maybe she should stay in there. But I was like, she didn't do what they think she did. Yeah. So it's like crazy. But I'm like, I could, that would be that. It is so hard to watch gaslighting happen on TV. It's so frustrating. It makes me feel like crazy because you're like, I'm like, why don't y'all believe her? We saw. It's because we saw it though. We saw what happened. They didn't see, but at least Dan knew. Dan knew,
and he broke her out of the Ostrov Center.
Yeah,
but she did something. Go ahead.
Do you think so? Dan comes in and he asks Serena, "What is the last thing you remember?" And do you think she said this because he came there, or do you think she really was gonna go kiss Dan? She says, I came there because I chose you. I kind of didn't believe her in that moment.
I don't trust Serena.
Did you just say that because he came there in that moment to help her?
Yeah,
it felt like manipulative a little bit.
Yep. I mean, but that's the thing that everybody is saying. Well, because I see what you're saying. But because everybody thinks that is what she does. So remember when Nate and Dan were standing out and then they were like, oh, Serena's in the hospital. He's like, this is what she does. She wants to draw us in. And so they're like, we're done. We're done with her.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about choosing us, right? But I think that in that moment, I kind of believed her. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to think... I wanted to think that her whole thing in this particular episode, she was reduced to, oh my gosh, somebody really took something from me and they don't believe me, when she wanted to be believed. Whereas before, we couldn't believe her. In this episode, I really felt like she was speaking the truth.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I
changed my mind.
That. Yeah, I hear that.
I was watching this like this. Man, Serena.
Well, it was just so interesting. Like, what if Nate? It's like in my mind, I'm like, what if the exact same scene happened, but it was Nate that came? You think she would have been like, I was gonna choose Dan, but thank you for believing me. Still break me out of it. You know what I mean? It's just like the convenience of it being Dan. But I guess I just don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm with you though.
But Serena does something with her mouth. She does something with her mouth. Her mouth is the tell. And so she's like, the only thing that I remember is wanting to kiss you. And it still is the thing that is true at this moment. And her mouth is slightly parted. And then she does this little head thing.
Let me go zoom in real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go zoom. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch this episode again. Let's reconvene in 20 minutes. That's funny.
We both all come back with cornbread.
I know. Yeah. I had to put this in the oven. Ooh. Made a little honey butter for this. So all right. So they skip out. Dan breaks her out. Jenny, I literally put in my notes. It's funny that you said it, Lamar. But Carla, you changed my mind. I literally, looking at my notes now, I put, she said she was going to kiss him at the party. Manipulation! Because I didn't believe it. But here we go. Jenny.
I wanted to believe it, because I do think between Nate and Dan, I mean, if I'm going to empathize with Serena, I feel like Dan is the one for Serena, from Serena's perspective. I don't know if I feel that way the other way around, but I feel like that is the right choice for Serena. I just don't. It feels like she didn't really earn that. Like, it's like, when did she fall back in love with Dan? I don't know when. I've never seen that happen, because she went from Paris to, like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that actually happened.
I mean, and that's true, but I think he's more grounding. But when and then we can move on. When you go back to look at this, she really says it three different ways. The first way, it's like a throwaway. The last thing I remember is that I wanted to kiss you. And then she says it in another way. And then she comes back and it's still true. That is the one thing that hasn't changed. Okay. So she says it three different ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's move on. But before we move on, one more thing. I just feel like but it's like, in my mind, I'm like, it's like, no, you're right. I was going to say, because it also is the fact that he is there, but that it's like a catch-22. It's like, of course he's there. You know what I mean? Because
of course he's
the
there,
right choice.
and he is the one who is believing her. So that also makes her want to say it, like, even if she did, that's why the first time it was a lie. And then, but the fact that he is there, he believes her. Her mother doesn't believe her. Her brother kind of doesn't believe her. Blair doesn't believe her. Yeah. He believes her. In this moment, have you ever felt like somebody is gaslighting you, and you know your truth, and they believe that something else? And you say, I just want one person to believe me. That one person is saving me right now from me feeling crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
There it is. We're going
to come back to this when we rate the episode.
So Jenny goes to see Blackbird.
Yes.
Jenny goes to see Juliet.
Blackbird.
Yes.
Yeah, we call Juliet Blackbird. It's a long time. Jenny goes to see Juliet and tells her everything, and Juliet's still plotting. Yeah. And Vanessa calls her too. Like, Jenny tells her the whole thing. Like, she's in the hospital, and she's like, "What? Don't worry about that. And tell me before you do anything. Like, don't, like," she's still plotting. Then she immediately like, "I gotta get out of town." She starts packing a suitcase, and Vanessa calls and was like, "Yo, she's in the hospital," and she's like, "I don't care. Like, get out of here." Like, so It's a mess. It's a mess going on. She's about to skip town. Vanessa tells Rufus that Jenny did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
To try and clear her name.
Yeah,
That was
because
insane.
Juliet was like, "Look, you are not family. You are half black.
Yeah.
And so you, my friend, had better try to save yourself before you save anybody else." And so Vanessa didn't realize how much had been said, so she had to come completely clean after seeing the text. Like, try to get out of this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was
crazy.
surprised that she did that, but yeah, Vanessa's she's on a run.
She straight up tried to absolve herself, and Jenny was like, "Listen, you ain't got to believe me." But Rufus said something very crucial in the moment when he was chewing her out. Yeah. He was like, "Look, I skipped over something." Dan takes her back to the loft, and they trying to skip town too, but they at the door. Blair and Lily's at the door right there.
I know.
Yes.
they didn't plan that well at all.
They didn't plan that well.
No.
They're like, let's go
one
back.
thing that I picked up, so, and this is because it's my food. My whole sensory thing and hearing. So, menopause. Serena picks up the apple saying, we can't, these apples are all squishy, and then she drops it and that apple sounded nice, hollow and hard and firm.
That apple was plastic. That apple was plastic as a lawn chair. I'm looking at it.
They have real food on set.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. I just didn't believe that one because she said that apple was brown and it wasn't. She
said it was squishy, but I think it was a fresh apple. It was a good apple. It just wasn't. It didn't sound. It sounded like when you're like gonna pop an apple at the store. It was a really.
That's what
good
I'm
apple.
saying. I think she was lying. I think she was like, I don't want to eat
She been
apples.
lying about
on
this part?
I think she's like, I don't want apples. I'm just gonna tell him it's fucked up so we can get some food on the way. Because I know Dan won't question it. Because she probably was like, Dan gonna bleed my ass anyway.
But then he was like, all right, cool. It's a bodega by the bus station. And she was like,
yeah.
What? Yeah, no bus. I ain't get on no bus.
A bus.
A bodega to a bus.
Saying, Serena's so whack. Homie's the only one that believes you, and you still got to be like, oh, you shit, like, oh, we not. If we gonna go
Upper East Side, child, a bus.
Yeah,
that had me dying. But yeah, Lily and them popped up quick.
They popped up quick. They was right there. They was right. Where you going? You ain't going nowhere. They blocked the door. That mess was funny. So where we at? Oh, Jenny and Rufus go at it. So this is where Rufus and Jenny fall out, and they fighting, and Jenny tells him all the stuff. He's like, it was supposed to be just a prank, and he's like, she could have died. Like, what are you thinking? And it's Jenny being Jenny, and then of course Rufus is like, I can't. You've been messing with me forever. And she goes, well, look, it wasn't just me. It was Juliet and Vanessa too. And he's like, I don't care if you were 1/3, 2/3, or 3/3. Like, yeah, he was like, I don't care. The part is you were a part of it. Like, it doesn't matter who was the big.
You're my daughter. I'm not their daughter.
I'm not Juliet and Vanessa's dad.
Exactly.
I'm your dad.
Yeah.
And then wait, what did she say? Because she said, well, I should have just never come. He said, well, basically he's like, well, that's the first thing you said that I agree with.
Yeah. You shouldn't have come back.
Yeah, take
your ass back up the Hudson River, back up to Hudson. I don't even know if the Hudson River leads to Hudson. I'm assuming it does.
I know.
But,
she just in a riverboat.
Yeah.
Coming back. But yeah, Jenny
she out there with the Sully plane. Like, yeah,
Sully. But in a way, it kind of fucked up because it's like, because Rufus was so mad, he can't really pick up on the scheme though. But he was just like, yeah. But also, I get it. Like, he's like, I don't care about them. I care about you. Yeah. But Rufus, he doesn't know what to do with his daughter. That shit is rough.
Because he taught her better. He's like, I can't believe this is my daughter. And then she doesn't even, remember how when she first came on the scene? Now look at her. She had the deep lipstick and all the stuff. And, he's like, he doesn't know what to do. It's like, what? And I think that Jenny is becoming more like Serena and the other kids. So he's just like, oh my God. Even though he married Lily, he doesn't want his kids to become like them.
Yeah. I think that's his biggest fear or something. Like maybe this is kind of his fault. I mean, it's not his fault, but like, that's the consequence of him being with Lily. But I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, what happened next, Carl?
So next, they're back in Brooklyn, and Blair goes into the room with Serena to talk to her, and Dan is about to go, and Lily's like, "Don't you go back there? They finna talk. I need to talk to you." And she was like, "Listen, man, I don't know where you get off doing all this mess, but you got to chill out." And he's like trying to tell her about her daughter, and that's how they get into the conversation about what Carla brought up earlier of like she don't feel like she knows Serena. She feels like it's gonna be her fault if she so.
I love this scene. Her acting. She was crying. I was like, "This is great. This is great TV right here."
That's what I said.
Yeah,
it was a good scene.
Yeah, because at first I was kind of mad at Dan for trying to call out Lily. I was like,
I was too.
Hey, watch your mouth. But he was. I mean, it was a real cool moment. But here's what I wanted to ask y'all. Okay, like we never see Serena be accountable. Do you think it counts in this moment when they posted the Gossip Girl post and she was like, "Take me back to the center"? That's the first time I ever seen her be like. But also, it felt
that's
kind of weird though.
It's a different type of accountability. Maybe she was like, "I don't even remember doing none of this." And that scares me, so I need to go because clearly there's a problem. So yeah, I think it counts. As soon as the Gossip Girl picture pops up, the Gossip Girl cocaine picture pops up of Juliet actually leaning down. She don't know this. She thinks it's her.
Right.
And she's like, take me back to the Ostrov Center.
Because the whole thing about gaslighting, she's like, oh shoot, I don't remember this. And I see myself, I see my dress, I see my hair, I see the mask. Mm-hmm. Nobody's thinking that anybody has gone to these lengths to gaslight her. And I think she's like, shoot, because she did have that wild life. So she's like a little, well, shoot, maybe I did it.
Yeah. That shit broke my heart. But also, I was like, Dan, don't give up, Dan. I feel like Dan's the only one who's like, I believe you.
Blackbird goes to see her brother in jail, and he's like, man, you done went too far. I didn't want all that. I just wanted to ruin her life on the surface. I didn't want you to try to kill the girl. And that was insane to me. That was like, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, what did you expect she was going to do?
Like, what did you? She was like, I lost everything. That girl's got to go down. He's bigger than you now. And he's like, man, you done gone crazy. I still did not learn what the hell this is all about, but I'm hoping if they don't tell me soon, I'm going to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. They need to figure it out. It's getting on my nerves.
Because whatever it is though, and she's like, oh no, I'm running the show. You're in here. I'm handling this. I'm handling this whole thing. And he's like, no. And I'm left thinking, did he start it? Did he instigate it? Did he tell her, hey, go out and get her? I mean, you know what I mean? So you don't know how much Juliet is like, okay, I'm going to take care of it. And then she went rogue and she just went to level 100 when Ben would have gone to just 10.
Exactly.
So that's what's so crazy.
It's interesting. Like, it seemed like that was the first time I've seen the different side of that character, which is interesting. But Juliet is like, I think she's just mad about the money. And then she's using the situation to get money from Lily too. Yes. To like save herself. I think she's just fully desperate right now.
So we did get that. She's desperate. Yeah. She's desperate. Lily's giving her a check. Lily's paying her off, and she's about to skip town. But Jenny comes to Blair and is like, "There's no reason for me to tell you everything. I'm telling you right now. We got to take this girl down." And they kind of make an amends, a weird amends, is like where there's smiles at the end. I don't understand it, but like because it's like you hate this girl, and now you're like, you're not that bad, are you? You're not that bad, are you? And then so like they gonna take down her, and I'm excited for that. I'm very pumped for that.
I'm excited for that. Yeah. I'm excited for that. But what about the look that when Juliet saw Nate and his mom in with his dad, what was that about? Like when she looked back and they're all together, like what was that about?
She really did grow to love him. She really did grow to like that was my man, because she said to her brother was like, you ruined like all this, you got me, this is bigger than you. I lost Nate, I lost everything, I lost all these things, you like this is bigger than you. I gotta get Serena for myself now, and you up in jail, so you stay in jail and eat your turkey sandwiches.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy
Thanksgiving. You ain't bring no food or nothing.
I know.
And then Gossip Girl was like, see you later, Juliet, you coming back? And she's like, nah, I'm gone.
I'm gonna be gone for a bit. So that happened. She getting out of there. I'm excited.
I think it was like a goodbye. Like I think she was like, goodbye, Nate. Like I think it was like, damn. Like I basically, there's no way I'm ever gonna be with him now after what I just did. So, but she really, she fucked up.
Jenny texts.
She fucked up, right?
You know she fucked up, right? Bill Duke is in this episode. They should have had Bill Duke playing it. You know she fucked up, right? So Jenny texts Vanessa like, "Hey, I told everything. I'm going back I'm out of here. We gonna find what's her name, but you got to deal with this shit on your own." And Vanessa calls her mom's like, "I want to come home."
I know. Now you want to go home.
Now you want to go home.
If I was her mom, I would have been like, "Oh, you want to go home? It was too much for you, huh?"
I'm going to take the last train home.
Can you pick me up from the station? I'm going to take the last train.
Vanessa.
No, that was amazing. Okay, but the part that I loved, as it is, and I don't know if this is on your all's radar, right at the end, because Thanksgiving is all about food, and that traveling pie. So you've got the pie that Chuck opens up because of that whole thing with Blair, and now she's like, "I need to be on my own. I can't be with you. I want to be first. I can't be like Hillary Clinton in the White House." So you have that part where he opens up, even if we can't be friends, we are, something like that. That was cute.
Oh,
that was sweet.
Blair sent him the pie. I love that. Yeah,
that was nice.
I just I'm realizing like I think they're a couple I want to stay. Like I didn't realize it till now. I'm like, they need to stay together. I think.
They're both evil. They're both evil enough for each other.
Exactly.
Them two. I like
Dan and Serena though. I'm not sure if that's right.
Well, we shall see. We shall see, because I'm going to be watching it in tandem with you all. But the part where I loved, after Lily paid Juliet, because she still doesn't believe her, she still doesn't believe Serena, she comes and she reaches in that bag and she pulls out some French fries and she sticks them under Serena's
nose.
I know. That was so funny. It was like, here you go. And also, did y'all peep how Rufus had his own little plate? He's like, I'm not eating French fries for Thanksgiving. He was like, he had like collard greens and like a chicken breast on a plate. I was like, I don't know what this tradition is.
Yeah. He was like,
y'all tripping.
He's stuffing a napkin in his shirt. I don't know.
Right. I'm not having Chinese food. I'm not having, I'm having, a real dinner.
This is my favorite holiday, damn it.
All right, we got to get you out of here, so we got to get your rating for this episode. So how we do our rating system is we count XOXOs out of 5 XOXOs. So out of 5 XOXOs, what do you give this episode?
Because there were so many things and it set up so many things are going to happen. XOXO.
You give it 5.
5?
Oh, it's a 5.
XOs. Because I loved all the nuances and everything. I love the nuances, and it left us waiting and of course wanting to look at the next episode. And with Blair and Dan said, "Oh, let's go get this witch."
Okay,
yeah,
it is.
That got me. And then Blair, when Dan hit him with the half smile at the end, he was like, "Yeah." I was like, let's go.
Because we're gonna find out what this whole thing is with Ben.
Yeah, finally. I hope so.
We better.
We ain't never gonna find out.
I'm done. At the end of every episode now, I'm saying I quit. If we don't find out what's up, I'm quitting. You got to replace me with my twin brother, Idris Elba.
What do you give it, Carl?
I'm gonna give it. Well, we got to count first.
It's 5.
So
okay.
5 XOXO. So that's XOXO. XOXO. A certified humdinger from Miss Carla Hall.
Classic.
Now I'm gonna give it. I didn't think it was a full 5, but I really did enjoy this episode. So I'm gonna go 4.67. So that's
all right. XOXO. Yeah, she know what time it is. Carla know what time it is. She got some royalty right there.
Yeah, this is go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a 4 XOs. I loved it. Thought it was great. I'm with Carl. I'm like, they're dragging on the mystery of this so long that I'm like, it's just like whatever it is gonna be. It's just. It can't be that interesting. But 4 XOs, but still great episode. A lot of emotional stuff. It was awesome. Yeah. All right. XOXO. Yeah. Let's go.
We did it. Miss Carla, where can they find you?
You can find me at Carla P. Hall on Instagram, my website, carlahall.com.
Great. And should we be looking out for anything? You want to plug anything?
Yes, you should be looking out. I just launched my products on QVC, so I have a whole line of products on QVC.com, baking goods and food, and so I'm going to be doing that for a while, and it is fantastic. I give it 5 XOXOs because I've been working on it for 4 years, and it's finally out, and I'm super excited.
I'm about to buy something right now. Now, thank you so much for joining us.
It was such a blast having you. I'm so glad you were like a fan of the show, of Gossip Girl, because it's so great when you know the show.
Thank you
I love
so
changing
much.
your mind about things, because
You did that.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Can't nobody change my mind about Serena. I can't stand Serena. Thank you so much.
thank you all so much.
All right, have a
Love
good
you
day.
guys. All right, bye. You too. Bye.
You got some news?
Crazy news cycle today. So 3 sailors went sailing on the coast of California. They gone missing. So we got to send a team out to go get them. To go find them? Who can we send from our crew to go
Juliet.
get these? Juliet, and she got to lead. Juliet's gonna lead the way.
Yeah, I'm sending Blackbird's ass out there. I'm sending. What's it called? Who else I'm sending? I'm sending Blair. Blair gotta go. And you know what? I'm gonna send Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Blair, Jenny, and Blackbird because they the biggest sleuths. Or you know what? No, take Jenny out of here. Carter Bazin.
I think you need somebody who has a lot of access. Yeah, and I feel like Carter Bazin travels the world a lot.
Yeah.
I would do Carter and Lil Eric. Carter, Lil Eric, and Chuck. I feel like they would work together well. Or maybe not. I don't know if Carter and Chuck are friends. Carter and Chuck might beef with each other, but I think they'll have some good navigation. They'll bring their skills out of each other. Okay, now that was good. That was a good news idea. All right, the next thing is, so in Chinatown there was a secret police station that was basically operating on its own, like not a real police station, but just a bunch of people. They were like acting like they had their own police station. So I don't even know what to ask about this, but I just thought it was really interesting. So who would from our show would you want to work on the squad? I guess
the secret police.
Yeah, the secret police.
The beach
Probably.
police.
I feel like we need somebody who like gets people to talk. Like who's somebody that can get people to like
Rufus.
Like Rufus, yeah. I think Rufus would be good. He'll protect the neighborhood. And that's good. Yeah, Rufus. But that's it for today. But I'm gonna go on the real one. My real one of the episode goes to I know I give it to Dan a lot. I gotta give it to Dan. He believed especially in a gaslighting episode, the person who's like who's kind of cuts through the bullshit and is like, this don't feel right. That's the real one right there. So shout out to Dan for believing Serena the whole time.
Shout out to Dan. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to the prison guard.
The one that was
good to see your mom.
Yeah. Everything's going well for you. He was like, hey, you better come back. We're doing a big celebration for Christmas. Like,
we're doing a Christmas pageant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your mom comes back.
Your dad's playing Baby Jesus. It's gonna be great.
That's why he cut his head bald. You know, he playing Baby Jesus. All right, y'all. Listen, this has been a great episode. We got the show with Smoke Dizza on May 19th.
Yes,
make sure you pull up to that. What night is that?
That's a Friday night. A Friday night, May 19th. So May 19th.
May 19th. Come to the Smoke Dizza show at Catch One here in Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, we got the Catch One. We have to Catch One on May 19th. Yes. Please pull up, please.
And tickets are already available online. Yes. You just go to catch1.com, catch1la.com, and you can go to May 19th and you'll see the event.
Absolutely. And then, we do improv every first Friday of the month at 8:30 p.m. at UCB Franklin Theater. Please come and check us out. Say what's up to us. Say you got some royalty after the show. And thank you so much to Miss Carla Hall. She had to jump off and get on another meeting. She's a busy woman. That was really awesome, though. I'm so glad that she knows the show. And she's a really cool person. It was really cool to have her on the show, and that was really dope. And I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all.
We love you.
We love you. We love you. Love us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a Headgum podcast.